want to try to go one day, this isn't a definite plan, but a great big proper permanent studio. Dr. He's going to run, let's be honest. So, and as part of that, we keep on saying you could have particular tours, private tours, see the private sex, stuff like that. So it's talked about. I hope it happens, I really do.
If you could have a Captain Jack area, like you get Epcot at Disney and all that kind of stuff, you'd have your Captain Jack outpost. What was it? What would you put in there? If you could do a little ditty, something like, oh boy, you've got 25 square foot of Doctor Who world. What would you put in it?
Oh, I think I would put. That's a tough question because I've never really thought about that because I see Captain Jack as part of that world, not as individual or separated.
Look where you've got the hub,
you have to have a bit. You have to put a bit of the hub. You have to put a bit of the TARDIS. You have to have obviously his outfit, the coat. The coat has to go there. His wrist, that vortex manipulator.
And his wrist.
And his wrist. I guess that's a difficult question, but you have to have an effigy of the Doctor and the team that I would say the team that he first appeared with, which would have with the Doctor and Rose and himself maybe.
I was thinking that figure. I was imagining a roller coaster coming out of a giant Captain Jack.
That would take more than 25 square meters.
Yeah, I should have used myself on the spot.
Or like a theme park thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm thinking more about the museum stuff.
Educational.
Yeah, a roller coaster would be good. But the TARDIS would have to be the roller coaster. And it would have to have some kind of mechanism on it where you were spinning all the time as you were going around and going up and upside down. Yeah, totally.
They should do it.
I'd pay.
Would you if they let you go to see that?
I'm not kidding. I think it would just be very public money and all that.
Well, the BBC will do it at some point. John, you described in the book about how when you're on set that you're not surprisingly the entertainer and you feel that you're kind of in charge of everybody, particularly when you're on Torchwood and you've got...
Yeah, more so in Torchwood because you're the leader. Jack is the leader, and in a way I'm the leader of the group on set. And it's always important that I've done many shows where I'm a leading man in it, and I know how important it is to keep the morale of the company up, and also to help make sure they're having a nice time with what they're doing. Whereas when I'm on Who, that's David's job. I get to sit back a little bit and be the one of the team, which is fantastic because it takes a lot of the pressure off. And there's no way I would overstep that boundary because that is his show. And we both know that, and it works perfectly, and it's a nice thing. But yeah, you have to have a little joke now and then. You must get the work done. That's the most important thing. But if you have a little joke, you do have the joke, and you pick up and you move on. And
that's very nice. Jobs too modest because you don't have to be a team leader on a team. Actually, you can come in and do your job and stuff like that. And there's a million programs made that way. But you and David are absolutely wonderful at doing that, and it makes the whole thing easier and happier.
You have to make people feel welcome.
You don't have to. Some people don't.
No, I understand something, but that's one thing that I will say that any of the guest stars who come on, whether it's Who, Derek Jacobi, who came on Who, and then other people who come on Torchwood, they're excited to us, I say the team, that's the way I look at it, the team, and he said, it's really a pleasure to come on the show and work because I had such a lovely time. And you don't get that very often. People come in and do their gig and they go home.
So one of the things you say here, and I wonder whether people might, you say that you keep balls and hula hoops and kites and skipping ropes.
That was first series.
Oh, right. I was just saying, you still people wanted to do that. I can't think of anything other than running in a quarry at 4 o'clock in the morning. That was kites and skipping ropes out. It's sports day!
That's more that was more so stuff from the Torchwood set, because there was the section where our trailers are in Upper Bow. We had an area where, and we have some downtime when they're switching stuff, particularly if you have to do like an explosion or special effects stuff. The cast might have maybe 25 to 45 minutes of downtime. And we did. I had a couple of kites, and I had some hula hoops and things, and we had a picnic table where we would, as a cast, we'd sit and chat and eat French fries or chips from the catering. And yes, Naoko or Eve Miles would get up and do the hula hoop and fly a kite. It sounds really bizarre, but it's like a family. We are a family. We spend a lot of time together. and you have to treat yourself like a family. Again, and if you read the book, my book, you'll see that that's how I treat all the jobs that I did. No, read Russell. No, yes, I did too. But no, that's when I work in casting and companies, I treat them like families because they are your family for that duration of time. When you work, I heard you mentioning earlier, Russell's alone in writing all the time, but he is part of the family. So when we walk past the window, we know where he lives, we give him a wave, and we always know the light's on when we're having dinner. And we can see the light, and we can see him working. But you know, so it's that kind of,
mad old uncle of the family. Oh, we love the man on
Obviously, it's a hugely successful series, and can you tell us what the most surreal moment has been? Maybe not the biggest moment, the most surreal moment where you've realised that it's a show that has permeated everywhere. It really is huge. Where you've gone, oh my God, Princess Anne's looking like this. But that kind of thing. That's what in the book, isn't it? That Prince Charles was thinking of having a cameo in
Nobody else can understand.
Oh, really? How brilliant!
This is going to sound, it's quite boring, it's almost professional, but as an old Doctor Who fan, for me, it was that moment, literally, of Kevin Wheatley and the BAFTA saying, and the winner is Doctor Who, when we won Best Drama, which is a science fiction, an old 44-year-old science fiction program up against Shameless, Bodies, brilliant modern days. They made all the clips, you know, and everything else had disaster, people crying in the rain, tears, and state of the nation, and then they got this clip, thousands of Daleks falling out of the sea. And he sat there thinking, well, we're not going to win this, are we? And then we did, and I don't mean that just for us, I mean, it felt like after all that time, I can remember that moment so vividly. None of us expected it, none of us. Everyone was going, well, Shameless has won. So it was a complete shock, and we were just so thrilled.
You don't. There's a moment where you suddenly realise, wow, this is happening.
There's a lot of wow moments for me. I mean, I get those an awful lot, but it's more kind of a personal thing than on a whole. It's when you go somewhere where you don't expect people will know, and then someone pops in front of you and they've got like a Captain Jack coat on. You know, or they're dressed like the Doctor, and they walk up to you, and you might be in the middle of, you know, southern France somewhere in a little village, and they found out that you're there, you know, but they watched it on, you know, someone's, I shouldn't say this, but someone sent them a copy, you know what I mean? But it's that kind of thing, or being on a plane, and people, there was one plane, and that was a moment. I was flying to Orlando to see my family, and the staff in Virgin Atlantic, apparently there was a commotion in the back of the plane because all the kids wanted to come up and have me sign stuff. So I said, fine, let's bring them up this aisle through the galley and bring them back to the seat. And we organized it, and I did all the Easter competitions on the plane for them. Spent about 2.5 hours doing all this stuff. And, you know, some people go, it was a nightmare, it was so rough, it was terrible, and took up so much of my time. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And then you tell us to what, $2,000?
Oh, I want a refund on my flight.
Yeah, I had to pay for a flight too.
I actually have the outfit, the Virgin Atlantic hostess outfit. And when I'm flying out, I wear it.
Fly me.
That up just to look good, because I was on Richard and Judy one time when you were on, and you didn't go into any of the dressing rooms and hang out in any of the celebrities at all. You went straight into the green room. There were about 5 or 6 families that had been doing some kind of families losing weight thing, and just spent all your time talking to them and signing rings and chatting, and then went on, did your slot and went again. And it was just, I've never seen anybody use nice for a load of kids as you.
Well, I mean, well,
I would feel good about it.
Well, I do love it. I do like kids, you know, and that's one of the. I have nieces and nephews who love the show, and for me, you know, I love the show. The kids, you know, and adults who are the ones who watch it, but kids watch it. And kids love, they look at David, you know, as a hero. They look at Captain Jack as a hero. And to see their faces kind of beam, and they're so nervous, and they want to come talk to you, but they just can't do it. Of course you go in there and you speak to them, and you let them know that you appreciate what they're doing, and they're watching the show, and if they want you to sign something, it's just wrong not to.
And it's amazing.